Ready for the ultimate New England coastal adventure? Let's dive into Portland, Maine, a small city bursting with world-class food, stunning ocean views, and a maritime history that will pull you right in. In just one day, we'll bite into the famous potato donuts everyone's obsessed with, explore colorful art and historic landmarks, and chase 3 breathtaking lighthouses along the coast before wrapping it all up in the charming Old Port. Let's make some coastal magic. Best time to visit. I found that the best time to visit Portland really depends on the kind of experience you're after, since the city's atmosphere changes with every season. If you want to spend time outdoors, walking along the waterfront or enjoying the beaches, summer is ideal, with highs around 79 degrees Fahrenheit or 26 degrees Celsius. In July and August, the trade-off is the crowds and higher prices. If you prefer a calmer visit with the same great weather, May and June are perfect for avoiding peak season. For my trip, I chose fall. I think it's one of the most rewarding times to come. The crisp air, thinner crowds, and brilliant New England foliage make the lighthouse views unforgettable. Winter can also be beautiful right after a fresh snowfall, but many smaller shops and attractions run on limited hours. Overall, late spring or early fall gives you the best balance of good weather, lower prices, and the quiet local charm Portland is known for. Airport tips. Getting into Portland is quick and easy, especially if you arrive at Portland International Jetport, PWM. The airport sits just 2 miles or about 3 kilometers west of downtown, and it generally takes around 15 minutes to reach most central hotels. For travelers flying in from overseas or major US hubs, Boston Logan International is often the better arrival point. From here, Downeaster Train offers a comfortable, scenic ride from Boston North Station to Portland in about 2.5 hours, with one-way tickets ranging from $35 to $45. From PWM, a ride-share or taxi is the fastest way into the city, costing around $25 to $35. Budget travelers can also take the Greater Portland Metro Bus, which connects directly to the Jetport for just a few dollars, though the ride takes roughly 30 to 40 minutes. Where to stay? For a short stay, location really matters. Downtown Portland is the best area to stay since you can easily walk to most main sites and the waterfront. If you have a car, the East End or South Portland areas are quieter and have more of a local feel while still being just a few minutes away. I stayed in a small inn right in the center, which was perfect for making the most of my time. You can expect nightly prices around $120 to $180 if you only need a clean, comfortable place to rest. For something more stylish, the Aloft Portland downtown waterfront offers harbor views and a modern design, usually costing $200 to $300 per night. If you prefer something more upscale, the Canopy by Hilton Portland waterfront is an excellent choice. It's centrally located with beautiful harbor views, and prices typically start around $350 and can reach $500 or more during peak season. Staying within about 2 miles of downtown helps keep you close to everything and makes it easy to explore the city on foot. How to get around. Portland is one of those cities where you can easily get around without much planning. The downtown and Old Port areas are compact and best explored on foot, which makes walking the easiest and most enjoyable way to move between sites. For the afternoon lighthouse visits, a car or rideshare is essential since these spots sit outside the main peninsula. The drive itself is short and scenic, taking about 10 to 15 minutes between locations. The Greater Portland Metro bus system connects to local neighborhoods and nearby towns, but it's not the best option for a tight one-day schedule. A day pass costs around $5, which is a great value if you plan to move around more frequently or stay longer. If you have extra time, the Casco Bay Ferry offers another beautiful way to see the city from the water and reach nearby islands. Even a short round trip gives you a fresh perspective of Portland's coastline and working harbor. One day exploring coastal Maine's icons. Morning, breakfast at the Holy Donut. The perfect Portland morning starts with a stop at the Holy Donut. Their unique potato-based donuts are the perfect way to fuel up for a day of exploring, offering a texture that's satisfyingly dense, moist, and completely unlike any other donut you've tried. They're not heavy or greasy, which makes this a light and energizing start before sightseeing. The shop on Commercial Street is perfectly situated near the waterfront, so you can grab a coffee and stroll by the harbor while watching the fishing boats arrive. Try the dark chocolate sea salt for its perfect balance of rich sweetness and sharp salt crystals, or the maple bacon for a smoky, sweet New England favorite. Each donut costs about $5, and it's a true local experience that sets the tone for the day. Portland Museum of Art, PMA. The first major stop is the Portland Museum of Art, PMA, widely regarded as the city's cornerstone of culture and creativity. The museum promotes an open and accessible environment, emphasizing inclusion and sustainability through its diverse range of exhibits. Inside, the galleries move fluidly between classic and modern art, featuring world-renowned names such as Picasso, Matisse, Renoir, and Monet, alongside American and Maine-based artists whose work reflects the rugged beauty of the New England coast, including pieces by Winslow Homer, one of Maine's most celebrated painters. The building itself blends history and modernity, uniting three distinctive spaces: the refined 1911 LDM Suite Memorial Galleries, the stately McClellan House, and the sleek contemporary wing designed by I.M. Pei. Admission is $20, and the museum grants free access on Fridays after 4 p.m., ideal if you prefer a late visit. It's open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, with extended hours until 8 p.m. on Fridays, and is closed on Mondays. The Portland Museum of Art is located about a 15-minute walk from the Holy Donut, making it a convenient continuation of your route. Insider tip: if you're interested in Winslow Homer, the museum manages his beautifully restored seaside studio at Prout's Neck, about 25 minutes south of downtown Portland. Visits are by guided tour only, and it's one of Maine's most inspiring artistic landmarks, a worthwhile addition if you have extra time in the area. Wadsworth-Longfellow House and Longfellow Bookstore. Just a short, easy 5-minute walk from the museum brings you to the Wadsworth-Longfellow House, the childhood home of one of America's most beloved poets, Henry Wadsworth-Longfellow, the author of the Song of Hiawatha. This historic home, cared for by the Maine Historical Society, is the oldest living structure on the Portland Peninsula. Remarkably, it survived the Great Fire of 1866, standing as an early reminder of early Portland architecture. The house has been carefully restored and maintained, offering a beautifully authentic window into 19th century life in Portland. Stepping inside feels like traveling back in time. The house is meticulously maintained and furnished just as it was when the Longfellow family lived here, complete with the original furniture, personal artifacts, and period details that paint a vivid picture of an educated New England household. You can visit the house on a self-guided or guided tour and peer into Maine's history as well as the poet's early world. Self-guided tours are available by appointment from Tuesday to Saturday between 10 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. and must be booked in advance. Visitors can explore using a printed pamphlet or a free downloadable app provided by the museum. Guided tours take place on weekdays at 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. and are absolutely worth the $18 admission. The guides share fascinating stories about the Longfellow family and what life in Portland was like during his childhood. The visit gives a genuine sense of how the young poet grew up in this historic time, surrounded by books, ideas, and a view of the evolving city outside. After the tour, stroll through the peaceful Longfellow Garden, a tucked-away green oasis behind the house, or browse the neighboring Longfellow Bookstore, filled with New England literature, rare finds, and local history books. This stop ties together the city's artistic and literary heritage beautifully. Insider tip: tour groups are intentionally small to preserve the house's historic interiors. During peak summer and fall foliage weekends, purchase tickets online a day or two in advance to secure your preferred tour time. Portland City Hall and Merrill Auditorium. From the Longfellow House, walk just a few minutes to reach Portland City Hall. This Beaux Arts landmark commands the city square with its symmetrical facade, limestone exterior, and stately columns. Built between 1909 and 1912, this monumental structure reflects the city's beautiful movement that influenced much of early 20th century American civic design. Connected to it is the Merrill Auditorium, Portland's leading concert venue, with 1,908 seats and superb acoustics. Inside stands the Hermann Kutschmar Memorial Organ, one of the largest municipal pipe organs in the world, renowned for its craftsmanship and powerful sound. The Auditorium, completed in 1912 and renovated in 1997, remains a cornerstone of Portland's cultural life. If the lobby's open, it's worth stepping inside to admire the grand interior details and sense of history. You'll only need about 20 to 25 minutes for this stop, but it's an essential one for understanding Portland's civic pride and architectural legacy. The 200-foot clock tower rising above City Hall is one of the most recognizable symbols of the city, providing a striking visual contrast to the cozy brick charm of the old port below. Insider tip: if you're spending more than a day in Portland, try to catch a live performance here. The Merrill Auditorium hosts concerts, symphonies, and special events throughout the year, and experiencing the organ in action is one of the city's true highlights. Late morning, Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception. The Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception is a Gothic revival church built in the 1960s and serves as the seat of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Portland. It stands out with its warm red brick facade and graceful spires, making it one of the city's most striking and recognizable landmarks. Inside, the calm and quiet atmosphere offers a welcome contrast to the energy downtown. The soft light filtering through the stained glass windows and the elegant organ gallery create a space that feels serene and timeless. Visitors are welcome to step inside or outside of service hours to admire the craftsmanship and architecture. It's an active place of worship, hosting daily mass and weekend services, and even a brief visit captures a more reflective side of Portland before you continue on to the next viewpoint. It's only a 5-minute walk from City Hall and makes for a short but memorable stop along your route. Portland Observatory. The final morning stop is the Portland Observatory, perched on Munjoy Hill with panoramic views over the harbor and Casco Bay. Built in 1807 by Captain Lemuel Moody, this 86-foot-tall octagonal wooden tower is one of the only surviving historical maritime signal towers of its kind in the United States. It once served as an ingenious early communication system, allowing merchants to identify incoming ships from up to 30 miles away using a combination of telescopes and colored flags. After falling into disrepair during the 20th century, the observatory was restored and reopened in 1939, with another major renovation completed in 2000. Today, it proudly stands as the National Register of Historic Places, preserving Portland's deep maritime heritage. Climbing the narrow staircase leads to one of the most rewarding viewpoints in the city. From the top, the peninsula unfolds below you, the clustered rooftops of downtown, the sparkling bay, and the islands scattered across the water. Admission is $10, and the observatory is open to the public only during the spring and summer months. It's a short but memorable stop that perfectly ties together the city's long connection to the sea before you break for lunch. Afternoon. Exploring the Old Port District. After visiting the Portland Observatory, make your way down toward the waterfront and spend a relaxing hour wandering through the Old Port District, one of the most atmospheric areas in Portland. The cobblestone streets and beautifully preserved 19th century brick buildings give this neighborhood its distinctive charm, while the harbor views and faint smell of the sea remind you of the city's maritime roots. Take time to browse the locally owned boutiques and art galleries along the Exchange Street and Fore Street. It's a great place to find unique souvenirs, handmade crafts, or local art before stopping for lunch nearby. If you have a sweet tooth, pop into one of the small confectionery shops for a taste of Maine sea salt caramels, a simple but classic local favorite. Lunch at Luke's Lobster Portland Pier. After browsing the shops and galleries in the Old Port, head straight to the waterfront for a classic Maine lunch at Luke's Lobster Portland Pier. This laid-back spot sits right on the working harbor, so you can watch fishing boats come and go while enjoying your meal with unbeatable sea views. The menu celebrates sustainably sourced Maine seafood, featuring the state's most famous dish, the lobster roll. Here, it's served the traditional way. Sweet, tender lobster meat tossed lightly with mayo and lemon butter on a toasted, split-top bun. You can pair it with a creamy clam chowder or even a cup of lobster bisque, both local favorites that highlight the freshness of coastal Maine. The setting is casual and relaxed, with plenty of outdoor seating overlooking the pier, making it an ideal stop between sightseeing and your next adventure. Expect to spend around $30 to $45 for lunch. The combination of ocean air, fresh seafood, and simple, perfectly balanced flavors captures everything that makes Portland's waterfront dining unforgettable. Portland Headlight and Fort Williams Park. Maine is home to more than 60 lighthouses, 6 of which are located in the Portland area, reflecting the city's long maritime history. A short 15-minute drive from downtown Portland leads to the breathtaking Portland Headlight, the most famous and photographed lighthouse in Maine. Located within Fort Williams Park in Cape Elizabeth, this historic beacon stands at the entrance to Casco Bay's shipping channel and was first lit in 1791 after being commissioned by George Washington, making it one of the oldest lighthouses in the United States. The setting is truly spectacular. Fort Williams Park stretches along a rugged coastline with wide-open lawns, scenic walking paths, and remnants of old military fortifications. Make sure to wander along the cliffs for different perspectives on the lighthouse. It's easy to spend 2 hours here, wandering the cliffs for different views of the lighthouse and the Atlantic beyond. The Museum of Portland Headlight, housed in the former keeper's quarters, offers a fascinating look into the lives of those who once maintained the beacon. Entry costs just $2, while the park itself is free to visit, with only a small parking fee depending on the season. Insider tip. For a quieter photo spot, follow the cliff path north toward the old Battery Blair fortifications. From there, you'll get a stunning view of the lighthouse, the keeper's house, and the rugged coastline without the crowds. Late afternoon, Spring Point Ledge Lighthouse. Our coastal tour continues with a quick 10-minute drive to the second lighthouse of the day, Spring Point Ledge Lighthouse in South Portland. If you're not driving, you can take Greater Portland's Route 21 bus from City Hall to the Southern Maine Community College stop. From there, it's just a short walk to the breakwater. What I love about this stop is how completely different the experience feels compared to the high cliffs of Portland Headlight. This spark plug-style lighthouse is connected to the shore by an impressive 900-foot-long granite breakwater. Walking the full stretch is part of the adventure, a slightly daring 10-minute trek each way that puts you right above the water. The sensation of being surrounded by open sea, hearing the waves crash against the granite blocks beneath your feet, and feeling the Atlantic breeze is unforgettable. Built in 1897 to warn mariners of a submerged ledge that juts into the busy shipping channel, the lighthouse still stands as a sturdy emblem of Portland's maritime heritage. Spending about 45 minutes here gives you plenty of time to enjoy the walk, admire the engineering, and soak up the views toward the shore and the distant skyline. It's one of the most up-close tactical encounters with Portland's nautical architecture. Insider tip. The breakwater is made of large, uneven granite blocks, so wear sturdy non-slip shoes or hiking boots, especially after rain when the rocks can be slick. The footing requires care, but reaching the lighthouse up close makes it entirely worth it. Bug Light and Bug Light Park. Just a few minutes down the road, we arrive at the Portland Breakwater Lighthouse, charmingly known as Bug Light, along with the peaceful Bug Light Park. Built in 1875 to help guide ships safely to the Portland Harbor, this lighthouse stands out as one of the most elegant and distinctive in Portland, thanks to its small size and its classical Greek-inspired design. Officially named the Portland Breakwater Lighthouse, it earned the nickname Bug Light for its compact size. The tower's graceful, temple-like look contrasts beautifully with the wide, open bay behind it, giving it a timeless character that feels both artistic and serene. The park surrounding it is open and calm, the perfect place to slow down for a day of exploring. From the grassy lawns, there are clear views of Portland's skyline and the harbor, and the endless flow of fishing boats and ferries. Many consider Bug Light to be the most graceful of Portland's lighthouses. Its design resembles a small classical monument, though it was built for a clear purpose, to guide ships safely into the harbor. The setting feels peaceful and restorative, ideal for sitting back and simply soaking up the coastal atmosphere. Try to plan your visit around golden hour when the soft evening light warms the lighthouse's white surface and brings out its delicate details. The park is free to enter and sometimes hosts community events like car shows and kite festivals during the summer months. Insider tip. The park is free to enter and often hosts local events and kite festivals in summer. Check the local calendar if you're visiting during the warmer months. Evening. Dinner at Fore Street Restaurant. For the grand finale of the day, dinner at Fore Street Restaurant is the move. Portland's most celebrated spot is known for farm-to-table cooking that highlights locally sourced produce and freshly caught seafood, all prepared over an open wood-fired oven that gives every dish a deep, smoky warmth. The menu changes daily based on what's freshest, but the wood-grilled scallops and the fish of the day are consistently excellent. Service is attentive and knowledgeable, and a local wine or cider pairing rounds the experience beautifully. Expect to spend around $70 to $100 per person. Insider tip: reservations here are hard to get. Book well in advance. If you can't snag a table, try arriving early and ask about bar seating or a wait list. Gritty McDuff's Brew Pub. If there's still some energy left after that magnificent dinner, make one last stop at Gritty McDuff's Brew Pub, a cozy, historic gem in the Old Port. As one of Maine's original brew pubs, the place has a lively, welcoming energy that perfectly captures Portland's local spirit. Housed in a classic brick building, it feels both nostalgic and authentic, the kind of spot that instantly draws you in. I'd suggest trying one of their signature local craft brews, like the Black Fly Stout or the Best Bitter, before calling it a night. It's a relaxed, cheerful way to wind down your day in Portland, surrounded by good company, great flavors, and that unmistakable coastal charm that makes this city unforgettable. I hope this guide inspires you to take your own one-day sprint through this incredible city. Portland is a perfect blend of history, breathtaking coastline, and world-class cuisine, making it one of the most rewarding stops in all of New England. If you're looking for historic depth, fascinating architecture, and another unforgettable East Coast destination, be sure to check out my ultimate Boston travel guide next.